Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennyiese, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back to see what I have to offer. And if you're a new subscriber or a new viewer, welcome. And I just want to jump straight into this video because I think the video is going to run a little bit long, and it's all going to be about the brows, and it's very beginner friendly. And I just chose 4 products that are very basic and very easy to use. And just FYI, eyebrows do take time. Ignore videos that you see eyebrows being done in 2 minutes. It doesn't work that way. Sometimes eyebrows can go anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes depending on your technique. So do not get disgruntled, or do not get easily irritated or upset if you are not getting what you want within a few minutes. So just to let you know the products I'm going to be using in this video, it's going to be a pencil, a pomade, powder, and mascara. So let's just jump into it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye. So I'm starting off with clean brows and a spoolie just to groom the brows. And then the very first product I'm gonna be showing you is using a pencil. So this is a brow pencil by Mary Kay. I've had this forever and I just want to get it used up. And soft black, and it's more of a chocolatey brown shade than a black. And you want your pencil to be nicely sharpened, and this is good enough. So how I like to start is I start from underneath, if that makes sense, and I kind of take it up all the way to the middle, or to where I want my arc to be, which is not the middle actually. And then I go to the toppermost part of the brow and try to connect it. And then when I get right there, I start to bring it back down, because I don't have that sharp arc. That's just the way my brow naturally is, and I do not want to be I just don't want to give that obnoxiously high arc, and it's just not natural for my brow shape, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna go with my natural brow and just make it look as good as I can get it to look. And pencils are the easiest way to go, especially for a beginner. You should start out with a pencil. And just something I didn't say at the start, with an oily skin, if your face is oily when you're starting out with your brows, it's going to be harder to draw your brows on, just because it's going to slip and slide. So you want to mattify your face some way, somehow, either by applying your primer first and then powdering it up a little bit, just so everything is matte and kind of tight, so you could easily draw it on. My face is a little bit oily right now, but it's okay. I know what I'm doing. So I bring it down here, and I'm trying to make it as neat as possible. Okay, it's really not realistic for you to go neat every single time, and that's why you have a concealer to like clean things up. Okay, and if you notice in the beginning, I didn't start all the way here. I started like right here, just because naturally, if you look at this brow, it's kind of not thick around here. You see this region? It's not thick. This is where a lot of the thickness is, like right here. But right here, it's not thick at all. So when you're drawing your brows, you just want to do the same thing. Okay? Honestly, brows do take quite some time, so ignore those videos that show brows done in like 2 minutes. It's not true. Okay, so just take your time. So okay, I like what I have right now. It's not perfect. It doesn't really even look like anything right now, but yeah, we're getting there. And I'm just gonna fill in the middle part, still leaving this front part alone. And then I'm gonna go back with the spoolie, and that's when I'm gonna play around with the frontalmost part. And I'm just gonna start from the front right there and brush it. So now what's been here is gonna blend with what's up here, if that makes sense. So it's gonna ombre out real nice. Some people do this to bring a little bit of that color up here, which I do sometimes, especially if I notice that I put too much color right here. I just bring it this way so it kind of disperses a little bit. So you could do that. When you do that, you go back this way. Okay, I actually do like what I'm having right now. And sometimes you may have brushed out a little bit. You just want to go touch it up a little bit. Just look and play around. It's okay. So now it's time for me to for the magic to actually begin. So I like to use two shades lighter than my skin tone. So I'm using the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette, and I use the NC45, which is this one right here. This one. Okay, and I usually go in with a flat Morphe M432 brush, and it looks just like this. And I actually just washed it for this video. It was real dirty and clunky like a minute ago. So I use this. A lot of people, this is what I like and what I'm comfortable with. You could use whatever brush you're comfortable with. It just has to be flat and smooth enough to be able to do the job, okay? So I pick up the products, quite a generous amount. And then I start from here. The rules are going to be the same with a lot of the techniques I'm going to show you, the different products. So I'm just going to talk through the first one, and the other ones I'm just going to just talk about the difference and just go along. So this is where the technique is. So you want to start from like down here. Sometimes if you over conceal, don't worry, you can always go back with your product. I hope you can see that. So you want to start with down here and try to like clean up and shape things a little bit. Use whatever concealer you have, by the way. You don't have to go out and buy this. This is what I grabbed first. So this is where you need to be precise, because this is what's gonna bring out the look, the brows at the end of the day. This right here, this step. Then you want to go to the top. You gotta be careful. Some people usually go down a shade, but I just use the same thing and I cover everything up with my foundation, because I do my brows before my foundation most of the time. Alright, so the same thing should happen. Be careful. And you want enough product on your brush so that you can glide smoothly. If there isn't enough product on your brush, it's gonna tug. You do not want that. That's where your brows are gonna get messed up. You want enough product on the brush so you could glide through so easily and smoothly. So when you're done with that, you see how the brow looks right now? That's good. Sometimes I like to do this. Extend this a little bit so I can really see what's going on. So now I can really see what's going on. You get that? Alright. Now I take a nice buffering or blending brush, and this is the Real Technique Deluxe Crease Brush, and this is what I use to buff out the outer perimeter of the concealer. Okay, and you can spray a little Fix Plus or whatever, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, and then you just buff this out. When you're buffing, you want to stay under, just where that line was. You just want to stay under. You don't want to buff into this well pigmented you see this well pigmented area. You don't want to do that. You just want to stay like right under there, so you're buffing out the transition line. That's what you want to make this appear. And then you do the same for the top. And then when you come right here, especially because you see it was extended, you want to also blur that out. You don't want that, so it doesn't seem like your brows are actually starting right there, right? That was just some sort of guide to let you see how your brows are being shaped. And there we have it. That is how to use a pencil to draw your eyebrows. Now we're gonna move on to using a cream, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade, the deep brow pomade, and this is in chocolate. So next we're gonna use this. With a cream product, you always want to use a very skinny angled brush, and this is just the brush that Anastasia launched with the pomade, and I just decided to get it. This is the number 12, and it is really skinny and very precise and right for the job. And like I said, the rules for the pencil applies all throughout the rest of the products I'm going to show you. So groom, and all the steps that apply to the pencil applies to the pomade. The only difference is pomade is a little bit tricky to work with. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm not the biggest of fans, but I use it. It's okay, but I'm not the biggest of fans. The reason you want to be careful and precise when you're drawing your eyebrows is just so that you don't waste too much time using the concealer. That's just the idea behind it. And with the pomade, you have to move fast because it dries, which is another downside about it. And you know, I mean, but it works when it works. Alright, same thing. You take your concealer and you do the very same thing you did here. Okay, I'll say the truth. I kind of used too much concealer for this one, but it's getting the job done. And there you have it done with the deep brow pomade, and here it is with a pencil. So you see, next we're moving on to a powder product, and this is the Brow Bar to Go by Gerard Cosmetics. And I'm just going to use the deepest brown shade, and which is this one right here. This one right here, that's what I always use. I just use the brush that comes along with the palette, and this is the kind of brush that's actually perfect for this, for powder products. It's kind of a skinny, not as skinny as a brush you would use for the pomade, but kind of like an angled skinny-ish brush. And the one that comes with this palette is perfect. And you don't have to go out and buy this. You can use whatever brown shade you have in your collection, in your eyeshadow collection. It's gonna work. So if you see like you've done the most and you really need to reduce it, you can always add. Like my tail right there was just too short. And there you have it. Finally, we're going to use the most out of the box product, and I just decided to include this just because it is just interesting to use this. Okay, so let's use a mascara. A mascara with a skinnier wand like this, something like this. But whatever mascara you have will definitely do the job. So if you want the pigmentation to be more, what you just have to do is put a layer, wait for it to dry for about 30 seconds to a minute, go back with a second layer, and it's gonna increase the pigmentation. And it's a very easy way actually to get your eyebrows done. So for you beginners, this is a very quick fix trick. Okay guys, so there it is. So here we have the mascara, and here we have the Brow Bar to Go palette by Gerard Cosmetics. So this is with a powder product. It doesn't really matter the kind of powder you use, if it's an eyeshadow or it's a brow powder. And this is a mascara. So you see how good the mascara looks too? So yeah, in case of an emergency, you know what to do. So thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you've learned a thing or two, and I hope you try this out. And if you've always used one method, you could always try out a different method. And I hope you keep up with my channel, and just stay tuned for my very next video. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye.